Hello, everyone, and welcome to technically the first episode of the Peaky Podcast, but we're episode 3 due to rebranding the Chill and Chat streams. I'm live with a couple of guests today. We're going to be talking about Power Rangers Lightning Collection, watching the new Hasbro reveal for PulseCon, and then talking about some of the announcements afterwards. And then, we're just going to run along with that. We'll probably be going for an hour and a half, what we usually like over here on the channel. So if you're new here to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the bell notification so you know when I go live or post a new video. Drop a like, and if you're watching this on the replay, hit the, drop a comment. Let me know what you think of these Power Rangers announcements and reveals, and if you think you're going to be grabbing any of these. So we'll bring more of my first guests in who's going to be chilling with us. We're waiting on a second at the moment, but yeah, let's bring him up, and we'll talk about the Lightning Collection at the moment before any of the reveals come out. So, hello, Ian. Welcome on into the channel.
Hello there, Peaky. How are we today?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, we're feeling very, very well. It's finally stopped raining here on the world, so it's
finally stopped. It's going to start again.
Yes, well,
Yeah.
Either way, it's great British weather for you, man, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, you can't go wrong with the British weather.
Definitely not.
But, I think this is what you've been on my live streams a couple of times now, haven't you?
I have indeed, yes, and this is obviously it's a pleasure to be part of the first, what you might call, quote unquote, official Peaky Podcast. So
yeah, I was struggling to find people to jump on for this episode, considering it's Power Rangers, and I thought I'd bring you on because you're an avid collector like me.
Yep.
As you can tell, I've got all my Power Ranger Megazords out in display. Do you think we're going to get another another Megazord, like their Megazord line? Do you reckon we're going to get another one?
I would like to think so, but I have my doubts. In an ideal world, though, I would like to see a Tiger Zord. A Zap Tiger Zord.
Yeah, I was going to say, because we've got the Dragon Zord, we've got the Mighty Morphin Megazord, and we've got the Astro Megazord. So a Tiger Zord would look pretty cool.
Or even the Delta Megazord.
Delta Megazord would be good. Maybe I don't see them doing Turbo, but I think the Turbo Megazord would probably be quite cool.
Are we talking about the original one or the Rescue Megazord?
Original. Rescue would also be quite cool. Or, considering it is technically the 30th anniversary, maybe them bringing out a Hasbro Titanus.
Oh, now that would be a brilliant shout.
Because then you'd have the Ultra Megazord in that line.
The only one you'd be missing from that would be Tor, if you wanted to, the Shuttle Zord.
Yeah, but we don't have the Thunder Zord just yet. So
no, we don't. We should have it, but we don't have it, obviously.
Yeah, so obviously, if you wanted to go down that route, the next thing I think the first one out of that Mighty Morphin Season 2 era, they would probably do the Thunder Zord, then maybe the Tiger Zord, then maybe Tor.
Yeah, that would make sense.
The only way I can see them really doing Titanus is as a Hasgab.
Yes.
Just because of the sheer size of it, I think it would look better. It would be better as a Hasgab project and not anything else.
Especially as you say, because some people are going to want to display on its own. Some people would want to combine it. So just for the
exactly
sheer ability to combine it, it's going to need to be pretty big. Put it that way.
Yeah. So we've got someone in the comments already. Got T for Toxis. She's always here.
T.
Always here in the chat, supporting the channel, and somehow I don't know how, but she's always in the Discord as well. Usually giving me grief.
Well. She takes it as good as she gets.
She does. She does indeed. And I hear she takes it pretty good. Take that as you will.
Yes, we are clean, wholesome family, aren't we?
although she's been it's quite nerve-wracking. She's been quite nice recently. Like
I-
she hasn't been her usual, like, you know, quippy
Sid-
stuff.
Yeah, she's always come across as slightly cynical in a friendly way, and that worries me. The lack of cynicism bothers me.
Yeah, and we actually have our second guest. It's Mr. Lance. It's Mr. Hasbro himself.
Hello.
Hello, lads.
Been a while.
It's been
Yeah.
a while. Welcome to the channel. Welcome onto one of my first stream with you.
Yeah, first one. Thanks for having me.
No, you're more than welcome. I was saying to Ian when we started, I was trying to think of who to have on, and I was like, I'll bring Ian on, and I thought, do you know what? Lance is Mr. Hasbro himself. He's the king of all Hasbro toys and king of Power Rangers. So I thought I'll invite you on. But we were just talking about like the Megazord line, and if we would get an announcement, what would you think that they would release? I'm kind of teetering on the edge of a HasLab Titanus. I don't know if they would ever do a Power Rangers HasLab project, but I feel like if they were to do Titanus, it would be HasLab.
So the Hasbro that apparently from what is going around that the HasLab is supposed to be is the Power Axe in Power Bow.
I considering it be two weapons, I could see why that would become a HasLab project because it's two.
And the size of them is like a lot
Exactly.
bigger.
They're gonna be the same scale as what the others are, because then you can combine them to create the Power Blaster. So yeah, I can see that. But it seems weird that the very first Power Rangers HasLab project we're going to get is they're going to be weapons and not a Megazord or anything else. Like I would hands down, like if they were to make a HasLab power chamber for the Lightning Collection figures, I would probably buy it.
Oh God, we need. We need that, Peaky.
Did you see that 3D print that MMPR Toys did of the Power Chamber?
Of where the suits are in Zeo.
Yeah.
That does look pretty cool. But my 3D printer, I don't think I'd be able to print that because I've got a tiny one. So I wouldn't be able to print that. So it'd be finding someone to make it and to paint it at the same time. And also, it wouldn't really fit in with my how I have my figures kind of, done.
Exactly.
But it's something that would probably look quite cool for the people that obviously, I think that's more aimed at people who have their figures in the teams set up rather than how I have it. Mm-hmm. So it would work because then they could, especially if they have a 3D printer themselves and they can make that, they could just print as many of those chambers as they would need and want, and then have all of their teams in those chambers.
Mm-hmm. I think one thing that would be perfect for HasLab that fits HasLab to a T would be Serpentera.
Yes,
Serpentera would look really cool as a HasLab project.
It would. I think that would be really cool.
They could easily do it as like, I don't know how they would do it, because obviously with HasLab projects they do little like goal when they hit certain goals they give you like another figure or another like item. Mm-hmm. I don't know what they would do with that when it comes to like the Zord, because everything should come with the sword anyway.
The only thing I'm afraid of with the Power Bow and Power Axe being HasLab is I just don't know if there's going to be enough people pledging for it to actually go what they need for it to be actually made, and that's my general concern.
Exactly. Especially which is why I think it's a weird move for them to make if it is their first HasLab project. I think a Zord would be a good stepping stone into that, because then they could see how many people actually want to back a Power Rangers HasLab.
Mm-hmm. I also think
I said, the power chamber from like obviously the Mighty Morphin era would probably be a really great stepping stone for the Lightning Collection line as well, because then they can see an interest in the Lightning Collection HasLab project, and then I can guarantee you people would probably want to buy that.
Mhm.
I
Especially
absolutely,
if it came with a missing segment for Zordon. So, like, if you've got that Lightning Collection Zordon and Alpha, you can pop that Zordon into it.
yes. I mean, when you consider how iconic the command center is, even not just the
Exactly.
Power Rangers, but 90s television as a whole, everybody knows the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers command center. Whereas I have my doubts, whether quite so many people would know the power weapons unless you were a fan of the franchise to begin with.
Yeah. What do you think is going to be the reveals today, Lance?
I think it's gonna be obviously the Omega Rangers. It's gonna be
Yes.
those. I'm hoping they do the Master Morpher. I would be very surprised if they did not do the Master Morpher, because
Considering it's now out there for pre-order in some
considering
in
it's
some
now out there,
websites.
and considering my other thing would be is I'm trying to think like what else they could reveal. I know that we're supposed to be getting the last of the color swap packs.
Oh, I
So
forgot about those.
Yeah, because it was a whole comic line, wasn't it? Where where the other Rangers end up going to that dimension and they all swap powers. So yeah, I could see them doing that. Obviously, I'm not into that color swap pack of Trini and Jason. I never got it because it just wasn't really my thing to have.
The figures weren't really my thing either. I had them, but I
minutes.
didn't really like them, so I ended up
But-
selling them.
But I can see why people would want those, because it would complete that comic line. It would complete that comic book story.
Yeah, we'd have to see if they do anything different or anything new. I mean, they have 20 minutes, so I'm wondering how long the thing from Simon Bennett will be for Cosmic Fury.
I was gonna say about that actually.
Are we going
Um,
to see the trailer again? Because obviously the
I
trailer's
would
out
assume
there.
so. I was in a Twitter space with some Power Ranger fans, and some of them have already seen it. So they did say, which I'm not gonna go like I didn't say anything, but they did say that one of the main characters does not come back for Cosmic Fury,
Hmm.
and
Interesting.
then they also said at the last episode of Cosmic Fury that that fans will probably be upset on how it ends.
Right.
Okay.
Just want to welcome in Miss Detty into the chat. How are you doing, Miss Detty? Nice of you to catch a stream for once. Since
Hello, Miss Detty. Good to see you.
you neglected me and left me all by myself.
Yeah. He was all by himself. Exactly.
I was.
Can I just throw a curveball in terms of a suggestion for a location? Sort of thing for the LC collection. I think we need a juice bar and a Welcome Skull.
I think the juice bar would be quite cool, considering like the juice bar was quite iconic. Like they were there. I think they were at the juice bar more times than they were actually at school in the series, like throughout the series.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, there were several times throughout the series where they'd walk, Miss Appleby or Mr. Carter would be walking around and be thinking they were actually in school. Oh my giddy aunt.
Yeah, exactly. Like it for them to be like teenagers.
The Super 7 though, Bulk and Skull look pretty nice.
Have you seen that they now have Super 7 on the Hasbro Pulse website?
I have not seen that, but I'll be paying a bit more attention to that later.
Yeah, I actually bought the Rita and Goldar.
So Miss Detty says I'm a big boy, I can handle it. No, I need constant supervision. Come on, you should know this by now. If I don't have constant supervision, I do things. I buy toys.
I was gonna say he needs careful handling this Peaky.
Do not too careful though.
Well,
do you
he
think
likes
the
me.
Omega Rangers are gonna sell out, or do you think they don't?
Honestly,
I think the main people that are probably going to end up buying those Omega Rangers are ones that have read the comics. I want them to, because they will go into like my Boom Comics kind of collection that I've got. Because obviously I've got Draken, the Ranger Slayer, and Tyranno Sentry. I've got the Turtle figures. So having the Omega Sentries will kind of help with my Boom Comics collection.
Well, you just
So-
reminded me, actually, Chris. I've just had a thought. We need 2 other figures from the comic line, in my opinion. We need a Mastodon Sentry, and we need Matthew Cook as the Green Ranger.
Dark Icons popped in. I did invite good old Baz on, but he's actually busy tonight for this
Busy
stream.
doing
So.
Scottish things, yeah.
No, yeah, he's playing. He's going to football training with his nephew. So unfortunately, Baz wasn't able to make it. Oh,
Yeah, I'm trying to get I have to get the thing set up for the Power Rangers Lightning Collectors group, because if I don't, the thing will blow up.
Yes.
So I just like to get that ready, since I'm the only one on probably right now in that group trying to get that set up at the same time.
yeah.
Actually, I could put a link to this podcast in there right now if I want to.
You could do.
Feel free to.
I mean, what do we think about the? I don't mean
Hey,
you
Baz.
we're talking about it offline before you came on, but let's address the rumors. What do we think of the rumors that the Lightning Collector is going to take a sabbatical, for lack of a better term?
I'm actually, my wallet is happy about it.
I think every collector's wallet is going to be happy about it in that kind of terms. It's I think it might be a good thing, because they might be able to get all of these issues that they've been having, kind of, especially that they've changed factories as well.
Yes.
It might help with all of these issues that people have been getting with figures. So it might kind of trying to fix those issues. That might be a reason why they could be taking a break, is to get all these issues under wraps and sorted out, so that they can make a smoother process in not only sales but returns, and sending out a new figure for people, because whenever they do that, they lose money. So like I can see why, as a business side of things, why they could be doing it.
Well, to be fair, like in some of the American stores, there's been a lot of figures that have been shelf warming. And so that's another. But the thing is like with some of the stuff they've had to put on clearance, for example, the Cobra Kai figures. I never understood why they did that crossover in the first place, because I kind of knew that these were, especially after they just got finished releasing the Ninja Rangers, you go and then release them again. And everybody was frustrated and angry and upset, because
So the reason, from what I can understand, the reason why they did that is because everybody was fan casting all of the teenagers from Cobra Kai as a remastered like MMPR. Like if they were to completely redo MMPR with a modern day cast, it would be with the teenagers and the kids from Cobra Kai.
I'll be honest with you. I've never seen Cobra Kai, but I know. Basically, obviously, I know it exists, but I've never seen it. The only figure that really attracted my attention that I might get out of that line was the Skelly Putty. The other two just looked a bit weird.
Yeah.
To be honest, if they would have added Robbie as the green one, and you would have had Miguel because he was red, that's like a perfect thing right there. And that was something they missed the ball on for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest with you as well. With my fan hat on, I'm kind of pleased they're taking a break, because obviously, from my perspective, while I've got most of them, I've reasonably caught up over the last couple of years, I know new collectors are getting a bit, well, I've spoken to one or two, and I know that one or two collectors are getting rather annoyed, because they're trying to sort of get into the hobby, catch up, and then you've got another 4 or 5 sort of figures being released every, say, 6 months or whatever, and then they're like, well, how the hell can we catch up and work out what we need if they're bring out new figures all the time? We can't catch up.
Well, that's like me. I'm still missing quite a few figures from the early, like from when Lightning Collection first started. Like, I'm obviously, I know I bought the White Ranger from you, Ian, but
Yes.
I'm missing. I can't remember what. Obviously, I've got a Psycho Green that's been sorted out from Rory from me.
I need a
But
Psycho Green actually, just reminded me.
but you know, like I think they should re-release that Psycho Green as well.
Yes.
Especially now, like you can barely find it out there, and if you can find it out there, it's really high priced.
I think
So
the lowest
people that
the lowest I've seen it for online is about 80 pounds. If you're
Yeah.
talking about the Jason 2-pack, you won't get that for under 200 quid unless you're really lucky.
yeah. So I think some of these figures that have been out since more or less the early stages of Lightning Collection, and they're really hard to find or they're really high priced at this point. While they're on this break of releasing new figures, they could use this break to re-release some of these older figures so that newer collectors can now get a hold of these. Like I would love to get that Zordon and Alpha 2-pack, but I can't. If I do ever find it, it's too high of a price for me to try and get for a 2-pack figure set.
I'll be honest with you and say I got extremely lucky because I knew a friend of mine that was selling off his Lightning collection. He just didn't want it anymore. He just fell out of love with the line. And I snapped up several of the figures I needed, including the Alpha and Zordon 2-pack. Because, like you say, the Alpha and Zordon 2-pack is ridiculously high price now. I think, as well, it's a bit... I think the Hasbro have a habit of doing this sometimes. The pink and yellow MMPR absolutely skyrocketed in price. At one point, you couldn't get the pink Ranger for under 60 quid. You couldn't do it. Suddenly they re-released it and it calms down again. So obviously they've got the mold, so that I think they should do that at some point. You know, because as you say, it's more money for Hasbro.
For whenever they start to release new figures again, they have time, and that's what they should be using the time is trying to get out some figures that are hard to find out there. This is a perfect thing to make some money and do that for them to do that. You know, I saw a post one point where there were people trying to, whoever wrote the post was trying to blame the fans for the reason why we're going on hiatus, and that fans are too fickle, that, you know, they nitpick and everything. I don't agree with that, because if Hasbro did not change their factory in the first place, and they were really focused on hearing the fans out when it came to the quality control problems. Mm-hmm. And I think the other thing that kind of created problems was the fact that they got rid of the window packaging. And that for a lot of people,
that was a major problem. That one,
it was a buzzkill for a lot of fans, and because they couldn't see the figure, and like people who would buy the figures from Amazon, a lot of times people were taking out the figure and then returning it with a different figure inside because you can't see what's in there. So they really, and it also too, what was hurting the line was people were getting their figures and either they're missing pieces, getting doubles of the same piece, either 2 right hands or 2 left hands, or 2 right feet or 2 left feet. When you start to have these problems mount up and they're being so brittle and breaking, it really kind of hampered the line, and people just kind of threw their hands like, I don't want to keep doing this anymore. Take the Zap line, for example. The plastic's so brittle that it breaks easily. People spending the money on the Astro Megazord, and what's happening? You get it, and the clips break.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I don't think we're fickle as fans, you know, because these figures, you know, I mean, a lot, you know, most of us, like most people, you know, we're all a little bit strapped for cash these days, and a little bit of money we do have obviously goes to our collections. And I think if you're thrilling out about, what is it now for a standard Lightning collection, about what, 25, 26 quid for a figure, you know, you can forgive the odd mistake, you know, that can happen to anybody. But when it's basic things like, as you say, Lance, making sure that each figure has a left and a right foot, or making sure that the paint job doesn't look like a 5-year-old just done it. You know, these are basic errors. You know, we can forgive a mistake at the factory, but you can't forgive basic incompetence, frankly, in places.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
I think while they're doing this break and they're bringing the window packaging back, which for me it doesn't really bother me what they came in, because obviously I'm an out of box collector anyway. Like, as soon as I get the figures, yes. But for those who are inbox collectors that have the figures, still in the boxes on the shelf, it kind of messes up their collection because then they've got odd packaging because of that reason. So I get why they were doing it. They were trying to be carbon neutral. They were trying to reduce plastic waste, which is okay, fair enough. You're trying to do your due diligence with all of that, but there's better ways on doing that. They could have got rid of that plastic packaging inside the box.
Yeah, exactly.
And done, like that cardboard sleeve that they've been doing now, but keep that little tiny bit of plastic on the window so people can see their figures.
Or even if you just see part of the figure, I don't know, the top, the head and the body, right, and then keep the legs in them if you wanted to do it that way. That's fine. At least that way people have got the right figures.
Welcome back, T. What kind of soup have you got? Let me know. I want to know.
Oh yeah, that's very important. Soup. We like soup.
Yeah. Let me know what soup. That's an important question.
Along with good crusty bread.
What do you think of that Hasbro Cosmic Fury Megazord that was released?
I did not see that, I'll be honest, so I can't comment.
I don't think I would buy that even if my life depended on it.
I think if I was to get it, I would probably just go for the Sentai version.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because I feel like when I look at it, it just looks like it wasn't what I expected. The Dino Fury Zords itself were actually, in my opinion, they look pretty decent. I know Mike would kill me right now for saying that, but
they were Lego. You could attach a Lego block to them, I'm pretty sure.
By the way, we need a Lego Megazord. By the way, just somebody do it. Yeah.
They can't. Mega Bloks owns the rights.
Yeah.
Can I just ask you to pause for a second?
So, I mean, the funny thing about that was the Cosmic Fury Zords look decent. They look more show accurate.
Ian, I can drop you down to the green room if you need.
I'll pass it on to Ian.
I'm okay. I'm just double checking that I was all right, but everything's okay. So
won't be a sec. I'm just going to go to the bedroom. Sorry.
But yeah, no. So that's kind of like
you carry on.
Broccoli cheddar. Ooh, good choice.
That's an odd choice. It's not my type of cheese. It's not my type of soup. But go for it if that's what you like.
I like a good hearty chicken soup, but it's going to be a good chicken soup.
I'm a tomato soup kind of guy, or golden vegetable.
Oh no, golden vegetable. No, that's good.
Especially when it's got croutons in it.
Yes. Okay. Now that with a slight deviation, what's your favorite Power Rangers food to chew on while you're watching Power Rangers? Peaky?
Oh, I couldn't say favorite food, but I really want that thing they have on the Astro Mega ship where they just press a button and it makes the food for them.
Yes, the synth, whatever call it.
The synthesizer. I having that next to my desk would be so convenient. I wouldn't need to leave the house ever.
Well, no. What you need actually is you need to chew with the Galaxy Gliders. You never need to go anywhere by train or car again, would you?
Well, exactly. Like if I had that food synthesizer that made all my food for me, I wouldn't leave my desk. It'd be a pain for snacks because I'd be just pressing buttons, getting snacks constantly.
Well. No. What you need as well is you need Decker the AI going. Is anybody around, Decker? No.
So
that's fine. Move on.
We're roughly 1 minute until it's supposed to start for Power Rangers.
No, so they said it would be about 10 past because they're still on Transformers.
Yeah, well, that's the unwritten rule, isn't it? You should never quite.
I've got the stream up now, so as soon as I see that they're moving off from Power Rangers, I'll bring it up onto here.
So what do we think of Cosmic Fury so far from what we've seen? Do we think it's going to be a good season, a fitting way to end what could be the current sort of timeline, or do we think it's going to fall over?
It's hard to say because all we've really seen is a trailer and the occasional image from the trailer. Yep. So obviously, from what I've heard, apparently Zed is going to Eltar. Obviously, Zordon's home planet. So that's going to be kind of like the main plot line of the series. But but yeah, I don't know. Like, it's
Do
not
you
something
think-
that I can really.
I mean, obviously, I won't spoil too much because I don't know who's read the comics and who hasn't who's watching this. But there is a storyline that they could use which would tie into the comics. Do you think they could? Do you think they'll do that?
Is it the storyline of Zed becoming like a kind of like a ranger?
Yes. There's also a storyline that I may as well mention it now. Anyway, there's also a storyline in which they go into the origins of obviously Zordon and Zed's backstory and all the rest of it.
Yeah, and that Zed was from Eltar, like Zordon, and it was the Zeo crystals that corrupted him and made him
Yes,
into that form.
that's the one.
Yeah.
I think basically from what I've read, because I've only read bits of it, I need to sit down and read it properly. But from what I can gather, Zed was basically what we now know to be Zed, was Zordon's mentor.
Post regarding.
Mm.
So, very interesting. I mean, what do we think of this quote unquote old new Zed or new old Zed that we saw in Cosmic Fury Dino Fury last time?
I quite like it, but it seems to me that like I saw this up on I think I saw it on Facebook or on Twitter, but it seems like Zed's forgotten all about Rita.
Yes. And considering he's meant to be pulled from what I can understand, the very start of how they've explained it in universe is that they pulled him from sort of around the time of back end of season 1, start of season 2 when he sort of came in. So you'd think she'd at least get a casual mention,
Yeah. So yeah, it seems kind of weird considering that they were like he like it started off with him coming to Earth to do what Rita couldn't, and then Rita ended up using a love potion on him, and then
Yes,
they got
that
married.
That was when if I remember correctly, and I'm sure people in the chat or watching this will correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe there were complaints about Zed being too scary or something or other, and therefore they had to tone him down to respond to complaints.
I liked him being that kind of.
I did.
I didn't have an issue of like how he was.
I could
Like,
never
even when I was
I could never take
Even-
Rita seriously. Whereas Zed, you were like, oh shit, sorry, oh pads, there's a problem here.
It's fine, you can swear.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it just seems like it's going to be one of those. I don't know. Like I want to kind of wait and see for Cosmic Fury to come out to give my full honest opinion on it. When's it release again?
A week
from
tomorrow.
today.
Sorry,
Oh,
a week
okay.
today. A week today, yeah.
So next week.
Yes. I mean, I'm planning on. I've already said, jokingly said to my business partner, where I said I am not unless something comes in and it needs my urgent attention. I'm basically going to hibernate for most of the day and watch try and get the series out of the way before the internet does the internety thing.
Yeah, I'm probably going to try and binge watch the entire series in one day.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 10 episodes. It's really easy to do that.
That's
Yeah.
what if they're like 30-minute episodes. That's 5 hours.
Exactly, something like that. I mean, did we think any? We know that Billy's coming back. We know that Heckle's coming back, and we know that Mick Kallick is coming back, I believe. But do we think anybody else will come back?
Apparently, there's a screen grab that Zeo Gold is going to be in it.
Zeo Gold.
I've seen that floating around.
That would be an interesting one because they never actually tied up the Triforia story, did they? Really, properly?
Yeah. So obviously, if Zeo Gold is going to be in it, it's going to be Triforia.
Yes. What about the Alien Rangers? Do we think
There are people in the Transformer chat that are saying to people, please move on to the next panel, please. That's kind of funny, but
yeah. Or I'm just taking bets on how long it's going to take somebody to say, "Can we have more MMPR, please?" In the
well, the thing is, to be fair, NPR is really it's the most popular out of all of the seasons, to be honest with you, and it makes the most money.
Oh no, I'm
And
not.
that
Yeah, but how much more MMPR can we really get?
That's
Oh,
my
they can
question.
keep doing more and more villains. I mean, honestly, for like that, what I'm surprised they didn't do yet for like the deluxe line was do the monster form of Scorpina.
Thank you.
Yeah, Monster Form of Scorpina. I suppose you could always have, because I always loved him as a kid, Shell Shock.
You could always do
I
another.
really want. I really want a shell shock.
Yeah.
What else was there? There was the other. Oh god.
Um,
What about those really
I
stupid
know
Dark
Toy
Rangers?
Turd. I don't know if you heard of Toy Turd. He does like custom figures, and he does a really nice looking shell shot.
Nice.
I think I've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't had Squat or Babu yet, have we? Actually.
No, I have
somebody
a
else
feeling
did.
Super 7 is gonna make it before they do like
Yeah, I would like. I would like a. I would like a Scott and Babu.
like I know Jason Narvi was really happy for his skull figure, and I had to like kind of burst his bubble a little bit and kind of explain him was like, if these don't get enough pre-orders, I said this is not like Hasbro, and when they do pre-orders, those actually get made regardless if they have enough pre-orders for them or not. Super 7 is completely different because if they don't get enough pre-orders, they won't make the figure and will cancel it, and they just did that with the Tiger Zord and Madame Woe.
Yeah. Madam Woe would be a good one for the Lightning collection.
What about Loka? Put you back in. Lokar. Got there in.
How are you going to display a floating head?
That was they've done it with Zordon, haven't they?
Yeah, true. I was thinking if I was going to choose another one, I really want Rito.
Oh yes, excellent point there. Like,
Rito Revolto really should have been a deluxe figure by now. I don't know why they didn't do that, but he should have been one because he's a really fantastic character, and it's like he was awesome. I will say that I really didn't like the fact that they took Goldar and made him more comedic through the later seasons because I felt like they stopped making Goldar menacing and they kind of made him into like this weakling, and like they made him and Rito the comedic duo and Bulk and Skull. Like it was just weird.
Especially with the whole him and Rito becoming Bulk and Skull's slaves.
Yeah, that just felt weird. That just
horrible.
That was just off.
So yeah, I don't know how I felt about that either. But you know, I would love to see a Bulk and Skull, even if they do the Bulk and Skull in their Ranger forms from the comic line.
Oh yes, yeah, that yeah. Or they could always do that episode where they had the dream and they were,
That's one of the accessories though that is in the Bulk figure and Super 7 is his little thing he used to morph in that episode.
Oh well, good. At least Super 7 got that right.
Looks like wasn't it like a hot dog or something?
Yeah, something like that.
I didn't know Wiener can be a morphic type thing. That was a new one.
Would you? If we got more civilian figures from the Power Ranger series, what about the lieutenant that was in Zeo and
That'd be
Turbo?
hilarious.
Lieutenant Stone, yes. I mean, as I say, there's plenty of civilians you can go down the route of. As we mentioned Ernie's got to be done at some point. Obviously, Mr. Kapling, Miss Appleby. You had that because he was directly mentioned in Once and Always, that television presenter. They really want to push the boat out. You know that TV show that they appeared on, season 2, was it? And they were doing a message about staying in school. And obviously they had that TV presenter. They could do that. They could do him. So there are several civilians that could go down.
Yeah, one thing I've learned with Hasbro is I don't really realistically set high expectations with them because I feel like every time you do that, you kind of get disappointed with them. So
yeah,
I've actually gone the opposite way around, Lance. I've set the bar low, and then that way, if I get a surprise, I'm like, hey, they surprised me.
So it looks like we're about to start Power Rangers.
Sweet.
I'll probably turn the volume up for this.
the question is, are we actually going to get reveal.
Surprise. Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. Are we actually going to get a reveal, or are they just going to be talking about Cosmic Fury for 20 minutes?
I don't think they're.
Thank you to Mark, B-Mac, and Evan. Our first panel was jam-packed with all kinds of great stuff. And a special congratulations to our new Transformers Hall of Fame inductee, Shiba-san, a legend in the industry.
I gotta tell you, maybe a predictable comment, but I love everything about that.
Water real quick.
Just
Hello,
let me
Power Ranger
crash
fans.
couldn't resist. Let's take a quick look at those highlights, shall we? So we have in core class, we have the Rock Lords inspired Boulder Crash. Wonderful. Love to see Energon coming back with core class Megatron and Beast Wars second Tasmania Kid. Absolutely stunning stuff. In the next class, we have Bumblebee, Rescue Bot Chase. Yes.
I wasn't quite done.
Love to see her coming back. Voyager class, we have Thunderstone with his beard, an animated Optimus Prime, Transformers animated, back in the house. Absolutely love to see it.
Robot lips.
Yes, baby. That's what they call me. But rounding out wave one, we have leader class Beast Wars Tiger Hawk with the crossover sculpting from yeah, so good. And of course, the package refresh of the fantastic G2 Laser Optimus Prime, now with an open box. We also have our Pulse exclusive Powerlinks Hot Shot with Jolt Minicon, looking so tight in that red and orange color scheme. And of course, Robosun Auto Converting Gridlock, a must-fan for a must-have. There you go, so good.
The only thing I'm concerned about is whether or not the Master Morpher might, because you know how they usually do the thing in October where they have like the Pulse Premium.
A lot of amazing
Yes.
available later today. And
I'm
remember,
hoping
if
they
you're a
don't do that
Hasbro
for
Pulse
that.
Premium member, all product is available at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 1 hour before it's available.
Do we have a price point on the Master Morph yet?
Now, if you're not already a member, you'll get early access, you get free shipping in certain regions, you get first to shop back in stock items, receive member-only seasonal promotions and discounts, plus access to exclusive Hasbro Pulse content and events. That's a win-win. That may even be a win-win-win. I wasn't keeping track. Wow, a win-win.
A win cubed. That's okay. We like that.
How'd you get on with our first trivia round? Hope you got those numbers in, Hasbro Pulse fans, because we have a lot more of that coming ahead.
I was cheating.
Do that once again. But remember, we want to hear from you too, so don't forget to share any comments in the chat and follow those polls. If you like Hasbro Pulse, like I do, make sure to share, like, and subscribe to the YouTube and Instagram channel for more info.
I didn't actually even read this.
All right.
Okay.
Power Rangers. Oh gosh, I'm gonna get this wrong again. Better throw this over to someone else before I get it wrong. Are you ready, Ranger Nation? Shall we welcome the Power Rangers team and hear what's about to come our way soon? Say hello to Jordan and our good mate Emily.
None of it, but I don't really want to do all of it.
Go Power Rangers!
It's not. I don't think it's actually.
Hello, Ranger Nation. We are so excited to be here with you today. In case you missed our lovely introduction right over there, my name is Emily. I work on our marketing team, and
Jordan on design.
And we are very, very excited to be here with you today. So we'll give you just like a super quick segment overview. So we are going to introduce our Power Rangers poll. We have 2 products that are going up for pre-order today. We're going to have a special video from our friend Simon Bennett. We'll talk a little bit about Cosmic Fury. We have a little bit of a preview or a reminder for some of the awesome Super 7 Ultimates Power Rangers figures that are available now.
Okay.
We'll talk about Selfie Series. I'm looking at our pedestal of things that are hiding behind us.
Secret.
And then we'll disappear. We'll have a good time. Sound great? Sounds good to us. Before we start, is there any way that we can widen our shot a little bit so that you can see the excellent footwear that we are currently rocking today? That's right. Megazord slippers.
I want them.
Cool.
I want them.
Cool if you have these.
Seriously.
They just arrived in the mail. We're super stoked.
We need Dragon Ball slippers now as well.
So that you don't fall on hardwood surfaces. So in case you hear little squeaky noises while we're walking around, it's our dope slippers. I feel cool in them. How do you feel in
They
them?
put a Megazord thing up there.
A little bit too warm, but
Yeah, but I feel like once it gets like it's a little like spooky season, this is going to be real nice.
The
I'm
slippers,
putting-
the slippers making worth it, let alone anything else.
So
do
we love a good opportunity for dress up. So we're gonna go into. Thank you for the close up. They are just as much fun as you think they're going to be. So you can get your Megazord slippers now on fun.com if you would like to as well. So Well, okay, poll. Right. We're doing the poll. So, our poll and trivia questions today, in honor of our epic return to space for the Power Rangers franchise, all of our poll and trivia questions today are going to be space-themed questions. So,
Okay.
we are going to start off our poll. Which of the following is your favorite Power Rangers Megazord? So we have first choice, Galaxy Megazord from Power Rangers Lost Galaxy.
Oh,
Amazing.
no cares about
The
Lost
Astro
Galaxy.
Megazord from
What,
Power
Jet?
Rangers in Space.
I
Spoiler
chose
alert,
that.
one of us
Megazord.
up here is a big Astro Megazord fan. The Delta Squad Megazord from Power Rangers SPD. Or if you're really, really excited about Cosmic Fury coming up, the Cosmic Megazord from Power Rangers Cosmic Fury.
You're
So,
not missing
let
much.
us
You know-
know. Take a look at the
Astro
poll,
Megazord.
check the
Megazord.
poll, and we
In
will
all
share
seriousness,
that
in all
show.
seriousness, it's got to be the Astro Megazord, hasn't it?
Which Megazord?
Astro
brings you?
Megazord's going to win
I
that
think I
poll.
got
I
my
can
gut
hands
feeling
down
on
call
what
Astro
might
Megazord's
win,
going to
'cause
win the poll.
I like
If it doesn't, then I'd like to know who's been taking the
my
blinking ball.
generation and have
an inkling?
some inklings on what might be
Okay, we'll see if you're right.
in the lead. We'll see.
I don't want you to bias anybody by, it's not
Oh
like you
no,
guys know
I've
what.
already biased you.
It's not like people know what Megazords you've like brought to life in the line or anything
It's
that
true.
would perhaps,
No.
point towards your inclination to anything. All
absolutely.
right. Anyway, we're rambling. We're good at that. So
Get
we're
on
gonna
with
launch
it.
right into our first pre-order of the day. So this is I'm really, really
Miranda.
excited about this. We are expanding our comic book collection and Lightning collection. And so we are very excited to welcome an Omega Rangers 4-pack from our Boom comic series.
Well, yeah, okay.
The Omega Rangers did make their debut in Boom
I'm sorry,
Comics
but the box
Studios series.
already looks
I
like
believe
crap.
it was
Yeah, the
Necessary
box
Evil.
looks
Oh, yeah,
horrendous.
the
It's been through
storyline
some
that
wars.
expand both Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and Go-Go
Somebody's
Power
been having
Rangers.
fun with the box there, I think.
But it tells a story of how, part of the story rather, is how the original Black, Yellow, and Red Rangers, Zach, Trini, and Jason, if you'll remember in the original
I'm not a
MMPR
fan of
series,
the artwork.
they
Looks a bit.
on a peace conference and left the series. But in the Boom Comics, you find out in the Boom Comics universe, they were actually on a secret mission, and part of that is becoming the Omega Rangers, which includes Jason, Zach.
They do look really nice,
Trini.
though. I will say
They
that.
do look,
A
You know
new
what?
comic character.
In all fairness, they actually look really nice.
And
they do
Really?
look very cool.
out
They look
these
so
figures.
good.
I look forward to owning these.
So part of the tricky aspect of adapting characters that come from a comic book series is that many comic artists have like personal quirks and touches that they make into the art. So capturing these into a physical figure form was a little bit tricky, but we did gather a lot of reference. We were fortunate in that I think it was the Blue Ranger made her debut in the Legacy Wars video game. So we had some reference on how these costumes had been adapted into 3D before. But we did take a Lightning Collection spin on it because, as you know, with Lightning Collection, we don't just put the characters in skin-tight spandex. We like to try and add wrinkles and folds and bring a touch of realism to the figures themselves. So what you'll notice when you pick up these figures is that there's actually some really subtle leathery textures. We tried to play around with that in some areas,
people are
as
like,
well
don't,
as polishing,
you know,
making sure the
cancel the
molds are
line.
polished
Don't
and
put
get
it
a
on
nice
hiatus or
sheen
anything.
on other aspects of the bronze and gold bands that wrap around their bodies.
And did I notice that these friends are pinless? With
Although the black one does
Absolutely did.
Excellent.
like
Excellent.
kind of the black, but we'll go there.
Seamless joints, double jointed elbows on the Teemo Rangers, an amazing range of motion on these guys. I've had a good chunk of the action figure review process is checking all the joints and posability, and these guys are so fun to pose, especially with these new blast effect parts that you'll see on the Black and Yellow Rangers. You have this big hammer smash, almost video gamey inspired for Trini here, and she can hold it upright.
Yep,
if
on the
it's attached
package
to the
it shows
hammer.
it upright. I can grab the
Yes.
box again.
And
Oh
then-
no, my selfie figure. Sorry, bud. That's right, we're live, y'all.
Live. And then Zach's got his really cool Kama with chains that also has a new swiping effect.
Those look delightful.
Yeah, so absolutely check out our Omega Rangers, which will be up for
Heck
pre-order.
yes, they're going to be
today?
available for pre-order starting today. So these are Hasbro PulseCon 20. Just forgot what year it was. Oh boy,
2023.
Hasbro PulseCon 2023 convention exclusives. Whoo, buddy, that was a mouthful.
Ooh, that's
So
gonna be
these will be
fun.
going up for pre-order starting at 4 p.m.
4 p.m.
today, and they
Let's
may be shipping very soon. Don't hold me to that. Somebody will tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. But hopefully you'll be able to get these in your hands.
How would we
very
know in the
soon.
comments?
And so we actually have
I'm
some
confused.
beautiful pictures.
Yeah.
Right.
Cohen, they've been playing behind us. They are really, really nice. So you too can recreate some of these gorgeous scenes with your Rangers once you have them in hand. So, okay, perfect. So thank you, Omega Ranger friends. And then for you. Okay, so this is a little bit of a more serious moment for us. So those of you at home, the majority of you know that we have been working on a Lightning Collection Master Morpher to add to our Power Rangers toy line. We were able to work with the wonderful late Jason David Frank on this item. He actually came in, recorded unique lines of audio for this item.
Oh,
And
brilliant.
the Master Morpher is going to be one of our PulseCon exclusives for today, and we're really, really honored that we were both able to work on this product, that it was something that we were able to do as a company, and that we just wanted to take
Oh, it is a
more,
PulseCon
Power
exclusive.
Rangers is a
Shit,
lot of
I'm gonna
have
fun
to
and
go-
a lot of excitement.
No,
but
I'm gonna have
just
to go do Pulse
a quick
Premium.
kind of serious moment to say thank you so much.
I'm not gonna have a
to
choice.
Jason for his legacy on the brand,
Likewise.
for his family, for helping us kind of work through this process, and that we just really, really appreciate everything about this item. So in honor of the release of the Lightning Collection Master Morpher and of Jason's legacy, Hasbro Pulse will be making a donation to the JED Foundation, which is an organization that provides support and resources for mental health protection and suicide prevention among young adults and teens.
Well
And so
well
for many
played,
of us at
Hasbro. Well
Hasbro,
played.
Okay, fair
both
play to
Tommy and
Hasbro for
Jason are
doing
really
that.
some
It's
of our
not something they
childhood
Yeah.
needed to do.
and so this opportunity to work with
Hey,
Jason David
Sanji.
Frank on this item was really a once in a lifetime experience that we will always cherish. So again,
Absolutely.
thank you so much, and I will get to show you the actual item, and we hope that you guys are as excited about it as we are.
Yeah.
So they're both
So I
Pulse
just
Premium
wanna,
exclusives.
stress, like, not only did he lend his
I mean,
amazing
Hasbro
voice
Pulse Con exclusive.
to the product and showcase that, like, all new
That is a
recorded
lovely
line,
box.
full of a lot of Easter eggs.
It's a bit
and
crinkled in the
fun
corners.
callbacks that Ranger fans might recognize.
Yes.
He was also
I gotta go
a very big
buy Pulse
advocate
Premium.
for Power Rangers fans as a group and for this product being made.
If I
as
don't,
well.
I may
So,
not get
you
one of
know,
those.
a lot, and
That
just
is gonna
hope
fly out
Rangers
the door.
Yeah,
so that's
they're gonna
just
sell
get
out.
the product out.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna do it because I thought that wasn't gonna be one, but
First thing you might notice is this
Ooh.
beautiful sculpted base.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, and I'll just plug it back in here to showcase the base in its full glory. So this is an all-neutral base. It is very, I think we're trying to go for like monumental
Yes. Yep.
vibes, right? So it's rather than be sculpted with a techie or kind of Power Rangers sci-fi inspired detail. This
is that a
is
Falcon coin?
sculpted to look like stone, but
Yeah.
it does include a little compartment.
Amazing.
I just don't want to chance it, you know? Like, if I don't get
Store
the Pulse
coins in it
Premium,
if you want to stow them
I may
away.
not
On the
get the
off
item,
chance you do not want to display them.
Yes, yes. Maybe you're moving.
you
maybe
know?
need to
And that's what really
Yeah,
makes
exactly.
me afraid is because
item
I'm like,
from,
That's why I
Loads
was
End.
transporting the morpher. Items
Absolutely.
for loads that perfect. Yes.
and then you'll see slots for 5 power coins, and the 6th one going into the morpher itself.
That is beautiful.
Like that golden
It's
chrome.
beautiful. We do not
vac
usually
metalized.
get to do vac metal items. We don't usually get to put vac metal on toys anymore, and so
Yes.
this is a very exciting moment. And I'm sorry, my fingerprints are all over it because I was
You
handling
can
it
tell
earlier.
they've gone
This
all
was
out for
come
this. You
nice
can-
and
you
shiny
can
right
really
out of
Yeah.
the box.
Yes. We've been playing around with this.
it's
a
gonna
lot
cost me
on set.
$50, but I'm like, it's
but-
worth
so,
it if
Again,
you're
this
not
was
gonna miss
featured.
out on this.
Jumping back to
Yeah.
the media, this
I'm
was,
checking
was
Hasbro Pulse
featured
as we
in
speak.
Dimensions of
Regardless
Danger,
of what,
in Boom
it
Comics
is
Soul of
really
Dragons,
going to
so check that out
And
also.
again, as much as I
and
don't want
it
to pay
showcases
the money for it, I have to.
Tommy's all of his Ranger forms, including
pay-
the turbo one.
Oh, I
You don't
can
see
do
on
that.
screen, but I'm
Let's
pretty
do
sure
that.
it appears in the comic.
Pulse Premium and
We've
3
got premium
payments.
paint.
That makes it a lot
We've
easier
got
than packing
die-cast
up at
coins.
once.
And each Ranger coin, when you insert it, will have special sound effects and phrases just for that Ranger coin.
And so this is based off of the original Lightning Collection Morpher that we did. So for those of you who have this at home, this is going to be really familiar. So open on the back, slide your fingers in, button on the side.
Pistol-powered Morpher, CO5, activate.
If you could hear that. Sorry, I was pointing it towards my mic in the hopes that you could hear it. But there are new and unique voice lines for each of the coins. They will kind of randomize so that you can have a new experience.
And I get free shipping, so that's going to save me money too.
Do your morphin sequence with it, which is very fun.
Yes.
I'm actually
presently
surprised on
the
me.
recorded lines.
Yes.
It was really magical for the team to be able to work with Jason David Frank and actually hear him recording these voice lines off a script that the team wrote. There's a lot of callbacks and references to his legacy, and a lot of Easter eggs too. So make sure you pick this up, play with it, explore it as a toy. It's a fantastic toy, screen replica, and shelf piece.
Yep. So make sure that you head over to HasbroPulse.com starting at 4 p.m. today, 4 p.m. Eastern time today for Hasbro Pulse Premium members. This is one of our convention exclusive items, so quantities will be fairly limited on it. You'll want to make sure that you get yours in hand.
It's going to sell out.
This is great news.
It's going
I
to
may
sell
have said
out.
pre-order, but I'm
It's going to sell out. Yeah. Well,
I know, so it will ship out shortly. So you don't even have to wait that long for it.
That's amazing.
So now that we have talked about Jason,
It says it's going to ship out
Jason
shortly.
Power Rangers franchise, which we really again appreciate and thank you.
Have they had some price point on that?
Let us take a little
I
look
just missed that.
forward into what is coming next for the Power Rangers franchise. So I believe our friend Simon Bennett has a quick message for us. Let's roll that clip.
Hey there, Hasbro PulseCon and Ranger Nation. I'm Simon Bennett, the executive producer and showrunner of Cosmic Fury. I'm so excited to be part of such a historic season as Cosmic Fury. This is not only the 100th anniversary of Hasbro, it's also the 30th anniversary of the Power Rangers brand. So it's a very significant landmark. Another great thing about Cosmic Fury for you all to look forward to is that this is the first time since the early MMPR days that we've had the same cast go into a third season. It's a great bunch of people. I've been working with them for the last 4 years now, and I'm so excited with how they've grown into the roles and how the roles have grown across the seasons. And we've got some real treats in store for everyone. I can't wait for you all to see Cosmic Fury. We're going to show you new villains and some old friends and heaps of original action, because there's more original fight scenes and action in Cosmic Fury than ever before. As for me, this is going to be my last season as executive producer, and I just wanted to say, while I've got the opportunity here, a huge thank you to all the fans of Power Rangers out there who've supported the show, who've kept watching, and who've made it the phenomenon that it is. And I also want to say thank you to the cast and the brilliant crew here in New Zealand who have been making Power Rangers for the last 20 years. It's the end of an era for them as well. And I know we all want to celebrate the achievements and present the best possible show to go out with a bang. So we're going to play you a clip now, just by way of a little introduction. This is the opening of episode 1 of Power Rangers Cosmic Fury.
Ooh.
Once a Ranger, always a Ranger, and may the power protect you. Here we go. Roll the clip.
Oh, come on. That wasn't fair. No, we get into that.
I do you know what? I actually got
goosebumps for that. Like, you don't.
I was like, gee, I was like, oh my god.
TV targeted towards kids look that good, but that was like the Rangers were in like all out war with the forces of the Lord Zed. Like, holy crap! I actually have goosebumps right now.
Well, considering they just said that was the opening
and I'm still
part of
getting
season
again.
of the opening episode, it makes you wonder, what are they going to do with it?
So I just want to put this comment from Fulcrum. No, the Zeo Rangers didn't have power coins. When Tommy used the Master Morpher in Dimensions of Danger back in, was it Ninja?
Between the two of us,
Ninja Steel.
That's Ninja Steel. When he used the Master Morpher, he had a special Zeo power coin that enabled him to use the Zeo powers.
And if you are super excited,
same as his Dino Thunder
that is
power.
part of our Power Rangers.
Because Turbo didn't have a.
Sorry, but that looked. I don't know how they could present that and not think that doesn't look like garbage.
Right?
New cosmic morpher design.
I'm sorry, like
The
it
hell
looks
is that?
terrible.
It looks like just a giant piece of plastic.
Well, and the thing is, too, like I've said before, is like
Thank you, Fulcrum. I'm glad somebody else spotted that, not just me.
Yeah,
Good on you.
Arrived. If you order your new Selfie Series 2.0 figure this weekend, great news. You get a Hasbro PulseCon convention exclusive sleeve for your box.
Woo! Oh my gosh, I can't
And
believe
with one of 3. If you get the Power Rangers figures, they'll come with these stands.
What the-
If you get figures from another brand, they will come with their own unique branded stands. They are beautiful
So
and definitely
yeah,
not something
Buster
you're going to
Rhymes
wanna
has
add
one of
to
the
your
Power
collection.
Rangers.
Selfie Series 2.0 new earrings and glasses. I've got my super cute pink glasses, and then additionally some
Thank
new
you.
hairstyles.
I can't unsee that.
So make sure that you head over to these are only
The problem
available
with
on the
the
Hasbro
thing with
Pulse app.
PulseCon and these exclusives
and,
is like
check
how
that out over in
much
the
of these are going to be in
All
stock.
right, we're just whipping right through.
Yes.
The Star Wars team is like, come on, guys, let's get to Star Wars. No, they're
Travis
not
is like,
actually.
I'm going to pre-order the
in real life.
the
We have
Omegas.
a
I'm like, you better hope that any of these make it. Do you
our
know what?
friends
Like
over
GI
at
Joe,
Super
like
7,
last year when
if
I
you are
pre-ordered
still in the mood for
Serpentor, which
more
I love
Power
my
Ranger
GI Joe
figures, make sure
exclusives.
you are checking out the newest
They
7 Ultimates Wave for Power
the
Rangers.
funny thing about it, they
Available
only lasted like 4 minutes when they went live for everybody else.
4
That
amazing
Master
new figures.
Morpher,
I
I
think we have some
guarantee you,
pictures
within
we
a
can
couple
pull up
minutes when
for
it hits
them.
live for everybody else, it's gone.
The
Like
magic
I do
words.
not
I did
see
say
that.
the magic words. Excellent. So 4 all new
Ooh.
figures. That's right.
They're
There is a
doing-
black and gold MMPR Megazord, a glowing
After I'm finishing
MMPR
like
Green
editing my
Ranger, and then
so
I
4
don't know
p.m.
if
would
this is
be 1
actually
p.m.
the
Eastern
first
then,
time
right?
in action figure form, but certainly the first
I'm
time.
just trying to work out what that is
I've
UK time. Give me a
I'm
minute.
hoping these items
all
do not
coming
ship
through the
now.
figures
I want them to
time.
ship
Jordan, that's
later,
beautiful.
but
I love this. So always great. I love a good Megazord figure.
Why are they still
With all
continuing
of the
this
great
black and
accessories
gold
that you have come to know
Megazord
and love
I
from
don't
the
get it.
line.
I don't get it.
Next up, we have
Vulcan Skull, let's
delightful.
go.
Those face sculpts are doing great. Great job, Super 7 team.
Slew of accessories.
I love
Excellent
I do
accessories.
like
Love
the
the
bolt, the
beautiful,
skull head
beautiful.
of him in his beret. That's just
Yeah,
brilliant.
that is good.
are you guys still okay? So how do you guys feel? So here's a great question. This is a good question. How do you feel about the Master
Please take note
Morpher
that this is
being
not
a
just your
PulseCon
average MMPR
I don't
Green
like it
Ranger
because,
figure. This
like you
is a
said, that's going to
glowing
sell out
MMPR Green
Straight
Ranger.
straight
know
away
that-
because
Make sure you head
because
over to
of premium
HasbroPulse.com
members.
now in order
And I
to
So-
also
get
get
those
with, I also
Super
get with
7
you can have a
figures
major problem
pre-ordered.
with
All right, so now we
the
are on
scalpers
to
going
our
forward. That is
poll
going to be
results.
really
So
difficult to get
remember
hold
we
of.
were talking about Megazords
Yeah.
earlier, and which Megazord is your favorite? Let's see those poll results, guys. Which one is your favorite?
4 p.m. Eastern is about 9
It's a
9 and
tie.
10 p.m. London our time.
It's a tie between Lost Galaxy and the Astro.
Yeah,
Okay.
well
Amazing.
done,
Okay.
well
I was
done,
very
Paul
excited
Peter.
for
Well
the
done.
Megazord. I
You
fully
obviously
expected
have
that to win,
excellent
but I
taste.
will admit there was small corner of my heart that thought, hey, that Galaxy Megazord's
It's
pretty
pretty
sick.
I
cool.
genuinely
That's pretty
thought
cool.
the Astro would
Okay,
win.
I get it. You know, it's
No,
a
we all
classic
know,
five
we all
ranger
know what to
formation
do about
board,
assumptions.
beautiful colors,
Just don't
great
do it.
design, great season. Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with this.
Jordan
I'm okay
offers a
with this.
concession for this win. So we
can
are
see.
very, very excited
I
about
see you,
our
Ranger fans.
poll winners. So thank you guys for hanging out with us, Ranger Nation. It has been so lovely to see you on this wonderful Friday. So make sure that you are going and pre-ordering your Omega Rangers 4-pack and your Lightning Collection Master Morpher, as well as your Super 7 Ultimate line. And in case it's a Hasbro Pokemon. So we are going to throw it over to some more space-themed Power Rangers trivia, and then may the power protect you guys. We'll see you later.
We're gonna leave the
Bye.
trivia and see how us three do on this trivia.
Go on then.
Because I wonder if it's going to be Power Rangers space themed or just like
Space
I
themed.
want to see like I wasn't gonna get the Pulse Premium, and then when because I thought the Master Morpher, but then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna regret it if I don't get that Premium.
Yeah.
My friend wants me to order him the Omega Rangers because he wants the Omegas. So I'm like, I'll just do that. Order 2 of those, and I'm ordering 2 Master Morphers because I'm gonna have one for myself in the box, and then I'll display one in my case.
That's fair.
That's kind of how I want it. Like,
Well, that first question's easy. Hey.
Yeah. Hey.
Which in space?
Yeah, that's an easy question.
Easy.
Are you online? She just second sort of stuff.
The thing with these like trivia, like these are fun, but like they're also.
Maybe.
Should you say what? We'll sort it out by evening.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, if anybody got that wrong,
one right.
Ooh, that is actually quite tricky.
It wasn't C.
No, I'm going to say A, telekinesis.
Yeah, I think it was telekinesis.
But we never saw C. I'm not aware of B anyway.
Which of the? I feel like he had.
Oh, it was B. It was telepathy.
Okay, fair enough.
Which monster wielded the lights of Orion a short time before being destroyed?
Destructo. It was Destructo.
I think it's Cameron. Destructo?
I thought it was D.
Yeah, I'm convinced it's D, actually.
I thought it was Samurai. Like, it had a samurai dude. Like, that's what I knew. He had it.
That was the general. He was the one that was trying to get them and ended up being tricked. It was Destructo.
Yes. Yeah, it was Destructo.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
I...
So we mainly got 2 out of 3.
We'll say that.
I don't even think you win anything, right?
No, but
No,
we just win the honor of knowing we were right.
Yeah. But yeah, we pretty much everyone got a 3 out of 3. Okay, so that was the Power Rangers Hasbro Pulse.
I would say it was very anticlimactic.
It was very nothing on the whole Lightning Collection going on hiatus.
No, nothing at all.
So
zero.
You know, honestly, for me though, like I kind of wish they would just be flat out honest with the fans.
Yes.
And I feel like the transparency and them not doing that, and like to me, like that would have showed more respect to the fans if they would have done that. Like I understand, like they're, you know, maybe they don't want to put them in that position, but like I can't, I don't know what else that they're doing. I mean, the color. So now this actually might make sense because I heard when they were going to do the HasLab that one of the levels of what you unlock would be the color swap 2-packs. Might be part of that tier thing.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, if I had my guess or my theory on this is that, you know, let's see here. I gotta find that.
I mean,
I'm not mad. I'm glad that they announced the Morpher. I'm glad they announced the Omega Rangers. I just wish there would have been something outside of the PulseCon exclusives.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So,
I would also say that, like anything, if you pretend it's not happening, then which Hasbro seem to be trying to do, then the rumors will just continue to spread and get more out of control. They needed to try and keep a lid on it, even if they just said, "Look, we're aware of the rumors. We'll put something out shortly or something." I don't know, just anything, just something.
Yeah. I wish they did adjust something, even if it was like you said, along the lines of, okay, like we're aware of these rumors, stand by for a further announcement type thing.
Yeah, because that would have sort of at least calmed everybody down, at least in the short to medium.
It would have made sense because, to be fair, like even if they were to do something like that, I do feel like it would have. I don't know. Like I feel right now in terms of this, like I wish that they would have. I cannot figure out how to add. There we go. I just feel like that I wish that they would have acknowledged it more, and I'm sad that they're not really talking about it.
Yeah,
because I do feel like they're missing. You know, they're not just being like. I don't understand why they can't be transparent. Like that's what matters most to a lot of people is being transparent to your base.
Yeah,
and they're not doing that.
Exactly.
And obviously, just go obviously just so we can go over what the only two things that was really announced, because
were the two things we already knew about.
Yeah, which was the Master Morpher, which, like you said, I don't agree with it being a PulseCon exclusive.
I don't either,
like,
because I feel like, honestly, that I think the reason they did that, because what they wanted to realistically do, right, is they wanted to have it so they could have the donations go, because I knew the other stores, if they had it in there, they wouldn't have done it that way. My thing is on this. That what you could have done is all Hasbro Pulse orders for the Master Morpher, that could go directly towards, their charity that they want.
Yes.
That they're wanting to do. That is what I would have done. The other thing that I would have, that I personally feel like for me, is that I just don't like the idea of that being in that predicament. I'm hoping that if it sells out fast, which I do think it will, I think it's not going to last long once it goes live for everybody else, because I do think a lot of people who are Pulse Premium like me are going to buy these, and we don't know. It could be limit 1. We don't know what the limit is. Typically it's 2, but that's my guess on it. So, and it sounds like these are going to be shipping fairly soon. But
it sounds like to me as well that depending on the geographical area.
My fear is for the people in the UK and Germany and how accessible these are going to be.
Yes, I'm worried about that too. Not just for not just for us, but
a lot of
obviously
people who don't know, people that live in Europe and people that live in like Germany and all of those countries, they get screwed over more. They get screwed over when it comes to a lot of stuff from Hasbro compared to American. So they don't. There's things that we've gotten in America that they have not gotten over there, and so this is gonna be. It's a beautiful piece. Don't get me wrong. It makes you very emotional because, when this is the last thing, and this is why it's so special for so many fans to get this, is because JDF meant so much to the fans. He was so many fans' hero, and when we lost him, almost in 2 months, it'll be like close to 1 year.
Yes, I was going to say
It
that.
devastated the fandom because he was that guy. He was that dude that so many people looked up to, that grew up, that wanted to be him, that idolized him. I mean, it's why you saw so many people, like why his lines were out the door at Morphicon, and every convention he'd go to was out the door. And
even in the UK, I remember the first time I met him, or the only time I met him, actually, what am I talking about? The only time I met him in Nottingham in 2017. But he's, considering that they had all sorts of guests there, they had Star Trek, they had Red Wolf, his was the only one where the lines were literally almost, as you say, out of the door. You almost felt sorry for the other guests because of the fact that he had about 300 people there, almost just clamoring to see him.
Yeah, I love the design of the Morpher. I love the design of the power coins and the base. Like they said that they weren't going for a typical Power Ranger style base. This was something for like a legacy piece, and the way it all kind of ties together, the way the coins look are amazing. But it's just a real disappointment this is locked to a PulseCon exclusive because
because of all the Morpher, the other Morphers, I would like a Power Rangers Lightning Collection Morpher at some point. But obviously this one, we knew if one Morpher was going to go very quickly, it was going to be that one.
Yeah.
And I think that, and we knew that this would be one. I feel like I don't know, like if you would have made this available for Big Bad Toy Store, and that's what they should have done, is make it a fan channel exclusive.
Yes.
That's what I was hoping, because I was thinking, you know what? Well, if this is going to be something like this would be great for a fan channel. My guess is that, like I'm seeing a lot of people in my group, Power Rangers Lightning Collection Collectors group. We're about to hit, we're actually about to hit a milestone in that group. We're about to hit 100,000 people.
Nice. Well done.
I joined that group when it was less than 10,000 people, and now we're hitting 100K. So it's insane. Whoa.
the one thing I wasn't expecting was the fact that that obviously the Master Morpher had recorded phrases by JDF himself. I didn't think that actually got that far.
When you hear his voice in that morpher, it makes you want to cry. To be
I
honest,
was gonna say I had to take a moment there when I heard his voice. I'm like, oh,
I mean,
yeah, because obviously that was the very last thing he worked on,
right?
Was the Master Morpher. So,
I felt like Sam, they should have been brought in to actually reveal that, since they were the person who were working with JDF on that project.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, obviously.
And to me, that just seemed kind of like, I mean, it's just one of those things, you know, when Emily and Jordan were like, you know, now for a more serious moment, I'm like, then you knew that was JDF. Like, you knew exactly where they were going. But yeah, so, you know, for people who want to know, if you live in America, both PulseCon exclusives go on sale at 4 p.m. Eastern for Pulse Premium members. And then for everybody else at 5 p.m. Eastern, there are limited quantities. So just be aware that if you're going to go do pre-orders.
That's for us Brits, that's 9 and 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I have done my best to wait.
I guarantee you, Chris, that we will be logging on to Hasbro Pulse. We'll have our screens open, right? Obviously, as we would do. And I guarantee you, it's the same in when they first released Zane. I literally logged on the second I could, and it had already gone.
Yeah.
So I would be amazed if either one of us manages to grab one.
Do you think the Omega Rangers are going to do the exact same? Do you think
Wait a
these are
minute.
going to
They're saying that they're saying the Master Morpher is shipping immediately. But
oh wow!
Is it really? Let me look.
So
it's going to be an expensive piece.
Do we think the Omega Rangers are gonna sell out as well, or do you reckon that these won't sell out?
It sounds like. But the weird part about this is, if these are PulseCon, what I'm trying to figure out is, they have a shirt on there. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, to answer your question, Chris, I almost feel sorry for the Omega Ranger figures, if that makes sense, because they're gonna get swamped. Everybody knew straight away when it was, we were all waiting for the Master Morpher. So you always feel sorry for the other figures, because they're not going to really get a look in, are they? Because everybody's going to be after the Master Morpher.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the Master Morpher, and these things, like I said, I think the Omegas will still be around. I just don't think the Master Morpher is going to be, unfortunately.
No, Master Morpher will not stick around. Right, that's like we said, that's going to sell out more or less immediately.
Do we know how much it's going to be, the Master Morpher?
We really don't. I thought they didn't see that. That's another thing. They didn't even talk about the price.
No.
But which is worrying.
So what we were told is that, for originally what Josh was saying on Lightning Fig PR and for Lightning Storm, which was the Master Morpher could be anywhere between $80 to $100.
That isn't too bad.
Which is not horribly bad, right? So when you think about that pricing, it really isn't bad at all. But the biggest thing for a lot of people and is for that, like I said, a lot of people are going to be buying the Master Morpher. Like that's going to be an instant go when it happens. There's no way around it. The Omega Rangers, I think those are going to be still around, because I don't know how many people are into the comics enough to buy those.
Yeah.
Like for me, I'm a completionist. I buy everything.
Yes, I know. Agreed.
Except I don't buy a lot of the role-playing items, but I do plan probably this holiday season, because I know you guys have been bugging me to get it, and I know Billy had bugged me to get it, which was get the Power Lance because it has my name in it.
yes, that has been a kind of a running gag, hasn't it?
So yeah,
I mean, I will probably end up getting the weapons eventually, but
I don't want all the weapons. I just want the power lance because it has my name in it.
yeah, well, for me, I think
possibly the Blue Ranger helmet as well.
Obviously.
But other than that, would be the only two things I'd get because I'm not huge on helmets. The freaking Lord Zed helmet, I mean, the color looks like beef jerky, but
to be fair, he's actually behind me on my desk.
Is it a good piece? Like, can you actually?
Well, put it this way, it's definitely not worth 80 quid. I paid 35 for it from a retailer, and I'd say it's just about worth that, but it's definitely not worth nearly 100.
Yeah,
it feels very cheap and very plastic.
Notice the price too. They didn't announce, which everybody knew that it's supposed to be coming, and Josh has been saying that it's been supposed to be coming, which was the Yellow Ranger helmet. I also wonder with that too, because the helmets have not been selling that great, especially the pink ones. So I'm like, I'm wondering if that isn't going to continue to happen as well.
I mean, I wonder if we'll see because we were talking about re-releases earlier. But one thing we forgot to mention when we were talking about re-releases was the helmets, because the Red Ranger helmet, if you haven't got the Lightning Collection or Legacy, that is going up in price as well. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean the freaking Legacy Zords are more expensive than the original Zords.
I mean, I'm trying to be like Chris. I'm trying to build up my collection again.
And speaking of that, one of the things I was curious what your guys' thing will be on this. You know how Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is made by Playmates, and they've been releasing a lot of their original figures again. You know, nostalgia. Do you think that they should do that for Power Rangers and re-release some of the original toys and remake them, like the 8-inch figures, the original Megazord and Dragon Zord and Titanus, the original? You know, well, they already did the flip heads, but you know,
but I get the point. Yeah,
like they should. Do you think they should go down that route?
I'd like them to, because especially for the sole fact of like villains that we don't already have in Lightning Collection form, it'd be a really great way to be able to incorporate those into our collections. But again, I just don't think Hasbro would do it.
No.
But because then obviously, as we say, they fall down the rabbit hole of, let's say they released a limited edition 90s version of the original Megazord for about 30 years just to pull a thing out of the air. Then the fan base will be clamoring for everything else that followed it. So obviously the Dragon Zord, the Tiger Zord, the Thunder Zord, etc., 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 etc.
Yeah. It'd be just like an endless cycle of what we're going through with the Zap line. Is we've already got those in the Zap. We've already got the Dragon Zord and the Mighty Morphin Megazord in the Zap line. So,
and I know, I know it annoys the fans when they double dip, because I know they've done on a couple of occasions. Yeah,
and so Fulcrum wants the Dragon Dagger again. No, Fulcrum, you're not allowed. You're grounded.
So the original,
I do want to get the Lightning Collection Dragon Dagger at some point.
So I pre-ordered that. I wasn't gonna get that, but then I was like, you know what? It is JDF, and since I am getting the Master Morpher, I said, why not? You know, might as well. I mean, it's not like we're getting much of anything next year, anyways, and so I'm like, I might as well get like. I'm glad my wallet is getting a break because I'm going to be actually transforming my spare room into my collector room. So I'm working on that, and I'm getting a desk in there, and I'm going to get like a mic in there too for that. Because I kind of want to find someone to start doing a Power Ranger podcast with.
Well, I'd love to join you if you ever decide to do that, Lance.
Yeah, Chris.
So yeah,
my internet kind of dipped for a second there. I missed quite a few seconds of that.
And for a lot of those who don't know, Chris and I actually run the Power Rangers Once and Always Collectors group page that was started. So we also have that page that actually I need to promote more about it.
I'm gonna have to go, guys, because food is calling.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna wrap up in just a second. So
thank you very much to Peaky for inviting me on.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, Ian, and thank you, Lance, for coming on.
Yeah, anytime. Definitely do this again.
I want to thank everyone for coming in the chats. The Tifa Toxins,
thanks, everybody.
Stetti,
Yeah.
Dark Lykin, Rogando, Sanji, and Fulcrum. Thank you again for coming out. If you're watching this on the
You're
replay,
all awesome, guys. Thank you very much indeed.
if you're watching this on the replay, drop a comment down below which of the two was announced that you liked, and if you want us to do more Power Ranger live talks as well, because I'm more than open to hosting these as well again. And thank you all for coming out, and we'll see you all in the next one.
You will.
Next time. Bye.
Peace out, guys. Look after yourselves. Love each other. Bye for now.